Probably the best thing about winning a Pulitzer Prize was that it let me move out of New York and back to Iowa. I think some part of me had been slowly dying in the city. Maybe it was my ability to trust in the system and in other people and myself. Susan and I had been living together now for about 3 months. We had both changed a lot in that time. She had shed her eyeglasses, worn blue jeans, and about 20 pounds. I had lost some of the bitterness that I had with me since my divorce. I suppose I love Susan. But even more than that, I was grateful to her for the stability she brought to my life. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how's Iowa?
Hi, George.
Reading stuff for the computer guy today.
Everything's all set.
Hey, don't forget, I need 5,000 words by next Friday.
Okay. George, thanks for getting me this. I really appreciate an assignment this close to home.
Hey, what's an agent for? Hey, I gotta go. My other phone is ringing.
Right. Bye.
Life in a Big Apple. Hey.
When I got back to Iowa, I promised myself I'd start doing some of the things I'd always wanted to. I bought a big old house, found a good used motorcycle, played 36 holes of golf almost every week, and let my hair grow the way it had been in the 60s. George, my agent, tells people I'm a freelance investigative journalist. Mostly, I do political stories. But occasionally, George will get me a job writing about something I really don't know much about, like this computer story. Those assignments are usually the most fun to work on because from the outside, you see things in ways no one inside ever could. Most people don't trust reporters, and I can understand why. We intrude into their worlds with our notebooks and tape recorders, and prod them with endless questions, and then disappear to invent a story that's rarely like the one they were expecting. Still, I could tell that Henry was starting to enjoy our conversation. So was I. So you never did graduate from MIT?
Nope, never did. But if I had stayed to finish, I don't think I would have met Celia. And without her, I don't know.
You have any kids?
2 girls, twins. Marge and Melissa. They're 14. So I hope you got enough for your article.
Yes, I got it all right here. Now look, the work you're doing here with these parallel processors is really something. 5,000 separate computers all working together on one problem, that's incredible.
Sometimes I can't even believe it myself.
What's that?
Sam. She's a dedicated substation of the PXP multiprocessor prototype we saw. SAM means Search by Associative Memory. It's one of the first applications of the PXP technology.
Sounds interesting.
It was designed to do highly complex kinds of marketing research. Put a Pascal superlist up on a tape drive, and this machine will find correlations in a large database you wouldn't even think to look for. We just finished an analysis for the Hershey Company. We correlated something like 22 significant factors that play a role in whether you'll buy a Hershey bar or chocolate kisses or M&Ms. Those are for me. I can't exactly always remember how to get this thing to work.
You'll have it by Friday.
Okay, just so long as I get it by Friday.
Don't worry, you'll have it. I'm almost finished. Da, da, da.
Wow, this is great stuff. You know, I just got an idea. You know that grant proposal I'm applying for? I bet if I had Sam's help, I could roll over the competition. Yeah, what a great idea.
You're kidding.
No, Sam could figure out all the factors involved in the success of grant proposals like this, and then I'd just write up my...
Forget it.
Why?
Well, first of all, you can't get Sam to help you. Second, you don't have the necessary database on tape. And third, it's not ethical.
I could compile the database easy. Ethically, I don't see any problem. And I could get you to get Sam to help me.
No way.
Come on, please?
No.
I smuggled in the database Susan had compiled in my camera bag, and Henry had been right. I had no trouble at all getting through security this time. I used the directions next to Sam to get into the system, and the entire process didn't take longer than 20 minutes. I had Sam put the results of a search onto a floppy disk, and I made a hard copy when I got home. I couldn't make any sense out of it, but it certainly looked impressive.
I started going over this printout this morning. There's a lot here.
Anything useful? I hope so, after all I went through to get it.
Yeah, there's a lot here I can use. I came across something strange, though.
What's this?
It's a list of rejected grant proposals.
So?
Well, Sam discovered that no matter who applied or what they were looking at, any study that got anywhere near P-400 got shot down.
What do you mean?
There's an unusual brainwave pattern called P-400, which is produced under certain circumstances in one small part of the brain. It's called P-400 because it's a positive going wave, which occurs about 400 milliseconds after an evoked response.
You mean anyone who tries to do research on this P-400 gets rejected?
And that's what it looks like. There's only one thing that all these proposals have in common. And somewhere along the way, there's a possibility that P-400 might come up.
Why?
I don't know.
Who gives the grants?
Federal agencies.
The government doesn't want anyone looking at this?
I don't know. But if Sam wouldn't have found it, nobody else would have.
As soon as I got back from lunch, I started calling around, trying to find out more about the list of rejected proposals. What was it about this P-400 that had somebody somewhere so worried? I was sure what Sam had found had to be more than coincidence. But on the other hand, only once or twice in a reporter's career does he unearth a genuine conspiracy, an actual plot to conceal the truth. Not that it isn't easy to find conspiracies all around if you look for them, but they're usually not there, and what you're left with is paranoia, not a story.
Yeah, tomorrow the weather is supposed to be beautiful. Maybe we could go canoeing.
Okay.
I'll call Tom and Judy up and see if they want to come along. Make it a picnic.
Okay.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Come on, what's the matter? You can tell me.
This fax was there this morning when I got up. Mr. Allison, I strongly recommend that you cease your recent inquiries into P-400 research. I am unfortunately unable to provide an adequate explanation, but this is an area best left alone. For your safety and mine, this message must remain anonymous. Please trust me.
Who sent this?
No name, no address, just this fax number. never contacted anyone in Tokyo, Paris, New York, LA, Dallas, Chicago, and London, but no one in Tokyo.
It's probably nothing.
A retired investment analyst in Denver told me about a rumor he had heard. About 5 years ago, there was a major stock offering for a startup pharmaceutical company, and Rosenberg, who was supposed to have been on the original P-400 research at Berkeley, was on the board of directors. They came up with some new kind of drug. Nothing ever happened. The plans were scrapped before anything got off the ground. No one knows anything. Rosenberg's dead. This is going to be a great story if I can ever find out anything.
Charles Allison? Hi, my name's Lonnie Cheswick. I'm with the National Security Agency. Could I come in and speak with you for a few minutes, please?
Come in. So, what's this about? It's not that little Nicaragua piece I did, is it?
Nicaragua? I've never read that one. Where was it published?
LA Times Magazine section.
I'm a little nervous. I guess you can tell. I just started this job 3 weeks ago, and nothing really has happened. And I mean, I've never met anyone who won a Pulitzer Prize before. It must be such a rush.
That was 12 years ago.
I know, but still. No, it's not about Nicaragua. It's about Sam
Sam?
at the computer center.
What does the NSA care about that? That story hasn't even come out yet.
I know, but it's not the story. You know, I did my doctorate in history, and you would be amazed how much your work gets cited. Really.
Well, what is it?
Well, it seems there's been an unauthorized use of the system, and I'm just supposed to find out what you were using it for, that's all.
I thought it was supposed to be used for sales and marketing research.
Well, yes, it is. But it's sometimes used to analyze other data.
What other data?
Well, we help to fund the research and development.
Intelligence data.
I suppose.
You suppose? What is that?
It's a file on you. 1978 to 1988, 112 international visas. Managua, Tripoli, Beirut. Look, I'm not supposed to show you this. But here. I mean, there's nothing to worry about. It's just biographical stuff.
I don't know anything about any unauthorized uses. If you want more information from me, you're going to have to wait until I talk to my lawyer first.
Look, please, if I screw this up.
It's not you. It's not your fault. I'm going to have to ask you to leave now, okay?
It was hard to believe that the NSA had someone like Lonnie Cheswick working for them. Unless she had intentionally been trying to catch me off guard. Had she really wanted to know about Sam, or was she trying to find out what I knew about P-400?
Alan Driscoll. Sorry I'm late.
Rick Allison, thanks for coming.
No problem. goddamn precious metals today. Shh. It was not pretty. Anyway, what can I do for you? You said you were working on a story?
Good evening, sir. May I get you anything from the bar tonight?
Yeah, I'll take a shivers on the rocks. Make it a double. Rick?
No, I'm fine.
Very well, sir. I'll be right back with your drink.
Jesus, look at that ass. You're not married, are you? I was married once. Biggest mistake I ever made. Now I eat out, get my laundry done. Great sex, anytime, and no hassles.
Have you ever heard of a drug connected with P-400 and a guy named Rosenberg?
Yeah, a buddy of mine in Austin sent me some stuff on it a while back. Looked pretty good. Some kind of happiness pill, wasn't it? Yeah, some kind of new drug that was supposed to make you feel happy. I don't remember now exactly how it works. Something about that, what was it?
P-400.
Yeah. The guy said what it takes to make you feel good, you know, satisfied, feeling good all the time. Had more to do with your brain than what you do. Makes sense, I guess. You know, sometimes no matter what you do, sometimes the littlest thing can make you feel happy. Sometimes no matter what you do, how much you spend, you feel like shit.
So what happened?
I don't know. Suddenly the deal was off and these guys dropped out of sight. No, I remember now. It was something like non-addictive, no harmful side effects, 100% fulfillment 100% of the time. They said it was real natural, you know, not like being high, just like being happy.
That's amazing. You have one fantastic memory.
So what? Are these guys gonna try and market it now?
No, I don't think so. What about your friend in Austin? Would he have any more information?
No.
Are you sure?
Died in a car accident a few years back. Porsche 944 said he rolled it half a dozen times. Listen, you ready to order? Gotta try the veal scallopini. I think it's the best I ever had. You know, a friend of mine after the deal folded said he thought certain interests had had something to do with it. Well, you know, you got a bunch of happy people sitting around with their cheap legal drug. What do you need cocaine, heroin, grass for? Gambling or prostitution, I guess.
You've been real quiet tonight. Are you tired? The story? I thought you said you were nearly finished.
I thought I was, but it just keeps getting bigger. At the same time, more diffuse, so I can't contain it. It just keeps spreading out.
So drop it.
I can't drop it. But maybe. Something's going on here. Remember that fax I got from Japan? Your safety and mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday there were noises on the telephone. Last week, an NSA agent came here.
Here?
Yeah, supposedly about me using Sam. Last week, there were these two guys following me, I think. And then in the restaurant, there were these two guys, too. And a car parked outside.
Come on. It is probably nothing.
That's not nothing. That's something.
That's not nothing. I don't know what that is, but that's something. They're probably watching us right now.
Come on, let's go to bed.
This can make a great story.
My argument with Susan the night before had stirred up a lot of old feelings. But harder to deal with than the fear, the anger, and the mistrust was the uncertainty. Not knowing if my suspicions were justified, not knowing where the story was taking me, not knowing if my relationship with Susan was coming apart. I felt bad about having lost my temper with her when she had just been trying to help. I started to think of what life would be like without having to endure all these painful feelings. At that moment, a happiness pill seemed like a great idea. Suddenly, the true significance of that possibility came to me. Affect how people think and feel, and you change every single aspect of their lives. I was lost in the thought of a world filled with happiness. And then it hit me.
My boss, Mr. Ballantyne, would like to have a word with you. I'm Reese with the NSA. This is Agent Klein.
What's going on?
You don't have to come. It's an invitation, that's all.
Mr. Allison. It's quite beautiful here, don't you think? Mr. Allison, do you recall when Agent Cheswick paid you a visit?
Lonnie?
That's right, Lonnie. Now, she did something that she was not supposed to do. She showed you a file.
Well, you can't blame her. She was just trying to get me to cooperate.
No, we don't blame her. No, as a matter of fact, she was quite carefully chosen for that assignment. No, what I was going to say was, I am now going to do something that I am not supposed to do. You think you know something about P-400 and the little pills?
I'd like to go now.
Oh, sure, fine, you can go. I just thought I'd share a little information with you. You know, Mr. Allison, technology is a wonderful thing. It makes changes in the way we live. Oh, I don't have to tell a man like you. I'm sure you see the big picture, but almost all of those changes have depended on capitalism, on the free market system, on goods, services, competition, consumers, and workers. You've got to have workers.
I don't know what you're getting at.
The world's just not ready for happiness, Mr. Allison. But people have to compete, to strive, to work, if we're going to keep on progressing.
So?
Neuroplex just got in the way of progress. You see that, don't you?
So we kept the public from getting it or even knowing about it.
We. Now, that's absolutely right. You see, it's not just our government that was involved in this decision, but the governments of 9 other industrialized nations.
But I thought it was harmless. Non-addictive, no side effects. There's so much misery out there. I don't see why you can't let them have a little happiness. People would still compete. People still would create.
No, you see, it was too risky. See, nobody could really predict what would happen, what kinds of changes would take place. And that finally was understood to be unacceptable.
Stability at all costs?
Stability for progress. Now, I want you to give me your word that everything that I've told you here today will remain secret between us, and that you won't publish your story.
Okay. Yeah, my word.
Now, you realize, of course, that even if you did publish it, nothing would come of it. We deny it, that there's no proof. It would all go unnoticed. I think I can guarantee that.
Sound pretty confident.
Now, I would like to do something for you. 1 tablet, 3 times a day. Start to feel it in a couple of days. I think you'll like it.
So the world isn't ready for it yet, but some of us are.
Slowly, gradually. There are thousands of people who have the stuff already. You keep your word, and you'll get a fresh supply at the start of each month. Oh, I think I should tell you, if you try to analyze this stuff, you won't get very far. See, they tell me it's so complicated, it would take years and a lot of money to map its molecular structure. Mr. Allison?
Mr. Ballantyne?
I thought I had a lot of good reasons to write this story, even though I had given Ballantyne my word I wouldn't. Good reasons, like my duty to report the facts and the right of the people to know the truth.
So how'd it go?
Fine.
But if I claimed to be defending principles like duty and justice by writing this story, I'd be lying to myself. The right time to defend those principles, the right time to take a stand, had been when I was face to face with Ballantyne. One of my old teachers used to say that our job as journalists was to print the truth so that other people could do something about it. That's just it. Knowing the truth is never enough. You've got to do something about it. And now that I knew the truth, I had this last story I needed to write, and a lot of things I needed to do.